Life is an intricate web of experiences, decisions, successes, and failures. At times, we might find ourselves standing at a crossroads, weighed down by the past and unsure about the future. Have you ever felt like you missed your chance for happiness? Like your mistakes have defined who you are and left you unable to move forward? You're not alone. Many of us carry regrets, some small, others immense, that seem to hold us back from becoming the person we aspire to be. But here's the truth. It's never too late to change, to grow, or to transform. This is a timeless message deeply embedded in Buddhist teachings. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us that no matter where we are in life, every moment presents an opportunity for renewal. Whether we are 20 or 70, struggling with our careers, relationships, or inner doubts, the present moment is where transformation begins. In this first part of our journey, we'll explore key Buddhist principles such as forgiveness, self-compassion, mindfulness, and living in accordance with Dharma that empower us to let go of the past and embrace a brighter future. Together, we'll uncover how these teachings can guide us on the path of personal transformation, the weight of the past and the power of forgiveness. Let's begin with one of the heaviest burdens many of us carry: the weight of past mistakes and unresolved conflicts. Imagine dragging a heavy chain behind you everywhere you go. Chains made of grudges, regrets, and self-recrimination. Over time, this emotional weight exhausts us, limiting our ability to grow. Buddhism teaches that forgiveness is the key to releasing this weight. It is not about condoning wrong actions or pretending that pain didn't happen. Instead, forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves. The freedom to move forward without being shackled by bitterness. One powerful Buddhist parable illustrates this point. Two monks were traveling together when they came across a woman unable to cross a river. One monk lifted her onto his back, carried her across, and then continued on his way. Hours later, the other monk, visibly upset, asked, "Why did you carry that woman? Monks aren't supposed to touch women." The first monk replied, "I set her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This story reveals a profound truth. Often, we hold on to anger and resentment long after the event has passed. The Buddha encouraged his followers to practice forgiveness as a way to release these burdens. Practical application. Think about someone you haven't forgiven, maybe even yourself. What emotions arise when you think about this unresolved pain? Now imagine letting go of that resentment, like setting down a heavy bag. You might find that this act of forgiveness isn't just for the other person. It's a path to your own peace and freedom. Self-compassion. Becoming your own best friend. We often speak harshly to ourselves in ways we would never dare to speak to others. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess things up"? These thoughts may seem harmless, but over time, they erode our confidence and self-worth. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate self-compassion, an essential ingredient for personal growth. This means treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we would offer to a close friend. When we stumble, instead of harsh criticism, we can choose patience and encouragement. Consider the story of a woman named Maya. After failing at a business venture, she fell into a spiral of self-doubt. She berated herself for weeks, calling herself a failure. But one day, she paused and asked, "If my best friend were in this situation, what would I say to her?" She realized she would offer words of support, reminding her friend of her strengths and the lessons learned. Maya began practicing this same kindness toward herself, which gradually rebuilt her confidence and helped her try again, this time with greater resilience. Practical tip: the next time you catch yourself in negative self-talk, pause. Write down the critical thought, then reframe it as if you were comforting a friend. Over time, this practice can transform your inner dialogue. Mindfulness. Embracing the present moment. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is mindfulness, the art of fully experiencing the present moment. Our minds are often caught in a tug-of-war between the regrets of the past and the worries of the future. This mental chaos prevents us from appreciating the here and now. Imagine sitting at a beautiful sunset, but instead of enjoying it, your mind is replaying an argument from earlier in the day or worrying about tomorrow's tasks. You miss the beauty unfolding before you. Mindfulness helps us break free from this cycle. Mindful breathing is a simple yet transformative practice. By focusing on each inhale and exhale, we anchor ourselves in the present. Over time, this practice not only calms the mind but also enhances our ability to handle life's challenges. Consider the story of Ravi, a stressed-out executive. His days were filled with endless meetings, and his nights were plagued by insomnia. On the advice of a friend, he began practicing mindfulness for just 5 minutes a day. At first, it felt strange, but gradually, those moments of stillness became his refuge. He noticed that his stress levels decreased and his decision-making improved. Quick practice. Right now, take a deep breath in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. Notice how your body feels. Repeat this for 5 minutes and observe the sense of calm that emerges. Living in accordance with Dharma, a guiding light. Dharma, often translated as the natural order or truth, serves as a guiding principle in Buddhism. Living in accordance with Dharma means aligning our actions with wisdom and virtue, creating a life of purpose and balance. The middle way is a central concept within Dharma. It encourages us to avoid extremes, whether it's excessive indulgence or rigid denial. Instead, it advocates for moderation and balance. For example, imagine a musician tuning a stringed instrument. If the strings are too tight, they snap. If too loose, they produce no sound. The right balance creates harmony. Another vital aspect of Dharma is the Noble Eightfold Path, a practical guide to ethical and mental development. This path includes steps such as right speech, speaking truthfully and kindly, right livelihood, earning a living without harming others, and right mindfulness, staying present. By following these principles, we create a life that not only benefits ourselves but also contributes to the well-being of others. Reflection. Think about one area of your life where you feel out of balance. What small change can you make to bring it closer to the middle way? A personal invitation. If you find these teachings inspiring, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, we'll continue exploring how ancient wisdom can transform our modern lives. As we move forward, we'll delve deeper into how compassion, letting go of attachments, and meditation can unlock even greater transformation. The journey is just beginning. Stay with us for more profound insights. As we continue this journey of growth and transformation, we delve deeper into some of the most powerful teachings in Buddhism: compassion, non-attachment, and the art of letting go. These principles serve as a compass, guiding us to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Life is filled with impermanence and unpredictability. We attach ourselves to people, possessions, and even ideas, believing they will bring us lasting happiness. Yet, when these attachments are threatened or lost, we suffer. Buddhism offers a way out of this cycle, not through detachment in the cold sense, but through a compassionate and balanced relationship with the world around us. Compassion, the heart of Buddhism. Compassion, or karuna in Sanskrit, is at the very core of Buddhist teachings. But what does it truly mean to live compassionately? Compassion is more than just feeling sympathy for others. It is an active desire to alleviate their suffering, paired with the understanding that we are all interconnected. The Buddha taught that suffering is universal. No one is exempt from its grip. However, by recognizing this shared human experience, we can cultivate a deep sense of empathy for others. When we act with compassion, we not only help those in need, but also dissolve barriers of ego and isolation, creating a profound sense of connection. The parable of the mustard seed is a beautiful illustration of compassion. A grieving mother, Kisagatami, approached the Buddha after the death of her child. She begged him to bring her son back to life. The Buddha, understanding her pain, asked her to collect a mustard seed from a household untouched by death. She searched tirelessly but found that every home had experienced loss. Through this, she realized that suffering is universal, and her perspective on grief transformed. Practical exercise. Each day, perform one act of compassion. It can be as simple as listening to a friend without judgment, helping a stranger, or even sending kind thoughts to someone in need. Notice how these acts affect your mood and sense of connection. Non-attachment, freedom from suffering. Non-attachment, often misunderstood as indifference, is not about rejecting life's joys or cutting ties with those we love. Instead, it is about embracing life without clinging to it, understanding that everything is impermanent. The Buddha used the metaphor of holding sand in your hand. If you grip it tightly, the sand slips through your fingers. But if you hold it gently, it remains. Non-attachment is about finding that gentle balance, fully appreciating what we have without fearing its loss. One way to practice non-attachment is to examine the transient nature of everything around us. Think about a favorite object you owned as a child. It may have brought you immense joy at the time, but chances are, it no longer holds the same significance. This realization doesn't diminish its value. Instead, it highlights the importance of cherishing the present moment without being consumed by the need to possess or control it. Reflection question: what is one thing in your life that you are overly attached to? How would your perspective change if you accepted the possibility of its impermanence? The art of letting go. Letting go is often easier said than done. Whether it's letting go of past mistakes, toxic relationships, or unfulfilled expectations, the process can feel like tearing away a piece of ourselves. Yet, it is through letting go that we find true liberation. Buddhism teaches us that holding on, whether to pain, anger, or even joy, creates suffering. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack for years. At first, it seems manageable, but over time, it weighs you down. Letting go is like setting that backpack down, freeing yourself to move forward. One technique for letting go is practicing metta bhavana, or loving-kindness meditation. This involves sending goodwill and love to yourself, loved ones, strangers, and even those you struggle to forgive. By cultivating loving-kindness, we soften our hearts and learn to release resentment and pain. The noble truth of relationships. Our attachments often manifest most strongly in our relationships. We cling to loved ones, fearing loss or rejection, or we hold on to grievances, unable to forgive. Relationships are both a source of profound joy and significant pain. Buddhism encourages us to approach relationships with mindfulness and compassion. Instead of seeing others as extensions of our desires, we can learn to appreciate them as they are, without trying to change or control them. This shift creates healthier, more fulfilling connections. Consider the story of two friends, Ananda and Sariputta. Sariputta, known for his wisdom, once faced criticism from others. Ananda, deeply loyal, wanted to defend him, but Sariputta calmly replied, "Let them speak. Their words are like wind. They come and go." This simple lesson reminds us to not take others' actions or words personally, freeing us from unnecessary suffering in relationships. Practical tip: the next time you feel frustrated with someone, pause and ask yourself, am I clinging to an expectation of how they should behave? This awareness can help you approach the situation with greater patience and understanding. Finding joy in simplicity. As we practice compassion, non-attachment, and letting go, we begin to notice a profound shift in our lives. The constant craving for more possessions, more achievements, more validation, gives way to a deeper appreciation for life's simple moments. Buddhism teaches that joy isn't found in external circumstances, but in a mind free from craving and aversion. A cup of tea, the sound of birdsong, or the warmth of a loved one's smile can bring immense happiness when we are fully present to experience them. Exercise. Take a moment each day to practice gratitude. Write down 3 simple things you're thankful for. Over time, this practice can help you cultivate a mindset of abundance and joy. Compassion, non-attachment, and letting go are not just lofty ideals. They are practical tools that can transform our everyday lives. By integrating these principles into our thoughts, actions, and relationships, we free ourselves from the chains of suffering and step into a life of greater peace and joy. As we transition to the next part of this exploration, we'll dive into the role of purpose and intention in shaping a meaningful life. Stay with us as we continue this transformative journey. As we come to the final section of this exploration, we move toward one of the most profound aspects of the Buddhist path: discovering and living with purpose, acting with clear intention, and striving for enlightenment. These teachings remind us that life is not merely a series of random events, but an opportunity for growth, meaning, and spiritual awakening. Buddhism emphasizes that while the ultimate goal of enlightenment may seem distant, the path itself holds immense value. Every step taken with purpose and intention is a step toward liberation from suffering and the discovery of true happiness. The power of purpose. In a world that often feels chaotic, having a sense of purpose serves as an anchor. Purpose gives direction to our actions, providing clarity and motivation to navigate life's challenges. In Buddhism, purpose is deeply tied to the concept of Dharma, living in alignment with the universal truths and the teachings of the Buddha. Discovering your Dharma. To live with purpose, we must first understand what truly matters to us. Buddhism encourages self-reflection to uncover our unique path in life. This doesn't necessarily mean grand gestures or monumental achievements. Often, purpose is found in the small, meaningful ways we contribute to the well-being of others and ourselves. Take, for instance, the story of the monk Angulimala, once a feared bandit. He encountered the Buddha and, through his teachings, found a new purpose in life. He transformed from a man of violence to a compassionate monk who dedicated his life to helping others. Angulimala's story reminds us that it is never too late to find and embrace our purpose. Practical exercise. Spend time journaling about what brings you a sense of fulfillment. Reflect on how your daily actions align, or don't align, with your values. This exercise can help you identify areas where you can live with greater purpose. Intention, the driving force behind transformation. In Buddhism, intention is considered the seed of karma. The actions we take are important, but what truly matters is the intention behind them. Acting with wholesome intentions, such as kindness, generosity, and honesty, creates positive karma and lays the foundation for a fulfilling life. The role of right intention. The Buddha identified right intention as the second step of the Noble Eightfold Path. It involves committing to thoughts and actions that lead to liberation, rather than clinging, harming, or deceiving. For example, choosing to approach a conflict with the intention of understanding, rather than winning, can transform the outcome and deepen relationships. Reflection question. The next time you act, ask yourself, what is my intention here? Am I acting out of love, fear, or ego? This mindfulness can guide you toward more conscious choices. The ripple effect of intention. Our intentions not only shape our lives, but also influence those around us. Consider the story of a kind shopkeeper who greets every customer with genuine warmth. Over time, her small acts of kindness ripple out, brightening the lives of countless people. This illustrates the interconnectedness of our actions and their potential to create positive change. The journey toward enlightenment. Enlightenment, or nirvana, represents the cessation of suffering and the attainment of ultimate wisdom and compassion. While it may seem like an abstract or distant goal, the Buddhist path teaches that every moment offers an opportunity to move closer to this state. The inner journey. Enlightenment is not about escaping the world, but transforming how we engage with it. Through practices like mindfulness, meditation, and self-inquiry, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without attachment, gaining clarity and peace. A powerful example of this transformation is the story of the Buddha himself. After years of ascetic practices, he realized that neither indulgence nor extreme deprivation led to enlightenment. Instead, he discovered the middle way, a balanced approach that allows us to live fully while pursuing spiritual growth. Practical tip: dedicate time each day to quiet reflection or meditation. Even a few minutes can help you develop greater awareness and insight, bringing you closer to your inner truth. Living with wisdom and compassion. The journey toward enlightenment is not solitary. Wisdom and compassion, the two wings of enlightenment, are cultivated through our interactions with others. By treating everyone we encounter with kindness and respect, we embody the teachings of the Buddha and inspire others to do the same. Overcoming challenges on the path. The road to personal growth and enlightenment is rarely smooth. Doubts, setbacks, and distractions are inevitable. However, Buddhism offers practical tools to navigate these challenges with resilience and grace. Facing self-doubt. Self-doubt often creeps in when we embark on a path of transformation. We may question whether we're capable of change or whether our efforts matter. Buddhism teaches us to meet these doubts with compassion and curiosity, rather than resistance. A helpful practice is self-compassion. When faced with failure or uncertainty, speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. This simple shift can ease the burden of self-criticism and restore your confidence. Navigating life's adversities. Life will inevitably test us with unexpected challenges. The Buddhist concept of equanimity, maintaining emotional balance, provides a powerful framework for navigating adversity. By accepting that change and uncertainty are inherent aspects of life, we can face difficulties with a calm and steady mind. Community, the power of Sangha. No journey is meant to be undertaken alone. In Buddhism, the Sangha, or spiritual community, plays a vital role in supporting our growth. Whether it's a formal group or simply friends who share our values, having a community provides encouragement, accountability, and a sense of belonging. Practical tip: surround yourself with people who inspire you to grow. Seek out communities, online or in person, that align with your values and aspirations. As we conclude this journey, it's clear that the path to growth, purpose, and enlightenment is both challenging and rewarding. Whether it's through practicing compassion, letting go of attachments, acting with intention, or embracing the support of a community, each step brings us closer to a life of meaning and fulfillment. Key takeaway: life is not a race to perfection, but a continuous process of learning, growing, and becoming. Every moment is an opportunity to make a conscious choice, a choice to live with purpose, kindness, and awareness. If you found value in these teachings, I encourage you to reflect on how you can apply them to your life. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life, for more insights and practical wisdom to guide you on this transformative journey. In the words of the Buddha, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. This timeless wisdom reminds us that the journey toward transformation begins now. No matter where you are or what challenges you face, it is never too late to start anew. Take a deep breath, embrace the present, and step forward with purpose and compassion.